Hi guys, and welcome to Circle Wipes. We're gonna do this transition, but also I'll show you some other variety for this transition. We're gonna give it some modifications. These transitions are very popular, and then if you work on them, try to create something a bit more original. You can use them a lot in your projects. So let's start. I created Mat 9 Circles Wipes, and then I put it in our promo video here or the test video, and it's absolutely blank. So let's double click and start creating our circle. I will use the circle tool here, the ellipse tool, and draw a circle. Of course, we want it in the middle of the composition, so we'll come to transform as ellipse 1, and we put the position to 0 and 0 at the center. Now the next effect we are going to use is the radial wipe. I will go to transition, and I'm not gonna use the preset of course, and go and click on radial wipe, drag it and drop it on the circle. Fine, we start creating our animation here. We have our composition of 2 seconds of course. We are going to keyframe at 100%, so we have nothing. I will keyframe, come back, for example after 1 second, put it at 0%. That's it. Now if you like, you can put it counterclockwise. You wipe clockwise because we went from 100 to 0. Having done this, we are going to duplicate this layer, let's say 5 times. Okay, so I will duplicate 5 times, and then of course I want to scale them up to fill the whole composition. So I will select layer 1 and change its color. This is gonna be the bottom layer because it's the last one, and go towards, for example, something that is grayish. Okay, something like this will do. Of course I'm gonna open the scale, but now I'm gonna scale it to fill the whole composition, just like this. Okay, fine. Let's go to shape layer 2 and we open the scale. Then we go and change the color. Now the other one we have taken it a bit grayish, so this one will make it a bit whiter, for example, a bit more maybe. Cool. Before we start scaling, we notice that the last circle will be 500. Of course it covers everything, but now we don't want just to scale randomly, want to give them a difference. So there are 5 circles here, and the last one is the one that's gonna open the mat itself. So make this one 400, then the number 3 will be 300, 200, and this one will be 100. Then we grow to fill everything. Cool. So let's put this one at 400, and then we come to the other one. That's layer number 3. We open the scale. We can make it 300 and change its color. Like you notice, I'm gonna go a bit darker. Okay, something like this. Fine. Maybe shape layer 2 is too white, so you can reduce the whiteness a bit. Okay, fine. So I'm alternating here. Let's go to number 4 now. Open the scale and scale it at 200. So notice now they're coming up with equal distance, which is pretty cool. So this one should be clearer. Let's go like this. Okay, and the last one we are going to keep it at 100. So you have your animation now, very simple, just coming up together. Fine, let's time them. I will go up a bit, select all the layers, press U for the keyframes we have done, and just shift them, for example 5 frames or any number of frames you like, depending on the speed you would like them to open. Cool, that's very fine. So now if you play, you notice you have a very nice animation. Let's select all the keyframes of course, press F9 to easy ease them. Now if you play, you notice your animation is quite smooth. Fine, the last layer now has to open for the remaining time to show us the whole mat. So over here, for example, you can open the scale S and keyframe the scale at 100%, then go to 2 seconds, that's the end, and make it as much as possible to open. Here you are. So now if you play your animation, it's cool but not that cool. I don't like it this way. Let's give it time to render, and you notice what's happening, that it's opening here pretty fast. Let's select the 2 keyframes and press F9. We come to the keyframes over here, both of them, and take this one, the scale of course, and put it in the beginning. Okay, let's put it over here, for example. Notice what's happening now. Okay, go back to the beginning, play our animation, and this guy will be opening while the others are coming in. Okay, you see it now? That's pretty cool, I think. Let's go back maybe and give it some more time. Yes, so if you come back to your test video, you will notice that it's pretty cool how it's gonna play. Let's press the spacebar and play. You know, it's pretty cool, and the last one will open. Now of course you can go and change the colors here to give it more accent for the Luma mat. I find it quite good in our case here, not bad at all. So this is your transition. It's very easy, it's simple, and it's very much used. You can go back and work on the colors here. Maybe you give it more colors with luminance or something like this, and play on the scale wherever you want to put it, you know, something like this. For example, it started growing the scale from here, and notice the last circle is gonna end up becoming big if you like to, and closing all the circles before even they arrive over here. Here you are. Okay, notice it's closing all the time. It's up to you, you know, you can do a lot of variation here. You can play with the scale, you can play with the transition, anything that you would like. Thank you very much for listening. I will see you in the next lecture. In this lecture, guys, we are going to use the circle wipes transition that we have done in the previous lecture and do some amendments or some changes, and then we're going to come up with this transition. Now I advise you to always do that. Create a transition and see exactly what can you change to have a new transition. People like that. You give them variety, and if you're commercializing your transitions, you're trying to sell them, then this is something that you should do, and clients will be happy from you. Cool, so let's start. I will take circle wipes and just duplicate it. I will get circle wipes 2. Then we're going to drop it inside our test video. I click on the one inside the project panel, press Alt or Option on the Mac, click and drag and just drop it on top. Okay, you know that already. So let's double click on the new pre-comp, and then we select all our layers. Let's come over here. Now the first change I'm gonna do is to remove the fill from all of them, so there is no fill at all. And the second one is to increase the stroke. Okay, I can put it for example at 40. I like round numbers. That's cool. Now notice what's happening here. The stroke is not 40 for each one of them. This is because we have used the scale over here, and the last one is scaled at 500. So you notice the stroke is very big. And of course, if you remember, we had our scaling here. This layer was being scaled up, so we're gonna eliminate the scale. So we press on the scale itself. So we have just a simple animation. Fine, I will select all layers now and go back and put the stroke to complete white. Okay guys, so if you come over here, it's pretty cool by the way. Notice you have these lines, and we come back here. Now how are we gonna fill it all with white? Well, very easy. I'm gonna take this layer only, the smallest layer, and scroll down to find the stroke. So we have here inside contents, ellipse 1, you have the stroke, and we have the stroke width. So I would keyframe it over here and then come back at the end, okay, and make the stroke as big as possible to fill everything. As simple as that. Here you are. Okay, pretty cool. In fact, I think I went too much with the shift. Here you are, one, and that's it. Cool. If you look at the animation now, it opens the circles. Very nice. Then it goes, you know, 100% white for the mat. Let's go and see it over here. Let's come over here and press spacebar to play it. You have a very nice animation. It's a bit slow, this one, so you can make it speedier. Actually, you can come over here and make it much speedier from here. Let's make it at, for example, 80% and adjust it a bit. And if you play it, now it's much speedier. So this is a tip on how to make changes and get a new kind of transition. Of course, when you come over here now, you can just roll them all up and add an adjustment layer. I will come new adjustment layer here, and you can decide, okay, I want to blur them a bit, blur the borders or the stroke itself. You can use the fast box blur. Click and pull over here, just give it just a bit. Here you are. In fact, that's a lot. Let's make it only 2. I will go for 2. Yeah, this is pretty nice. You come back here and you have something pretty beautiful working for you. So it's actually very easy to think a bit and decide, okay, this is how I want to change the animation. Let's see the best way. but don't create a work for you for 2 days. Thank you very much for listening.